the basketball conversation, Caitlin Clark. And after Team USA's matchup against Italy, a lot of debates about her role on this team may finally be over, because what Clark did coming off the bench did not just help Team USA win. It completely changed the identity of the game. In the opening minutes, Team USA looked out of sync. The offense was slow, predictable, and stuck in half-court sets that were simply not working. The score remained tied for most of the first quarter. This was not a fast-paced battle or a shootout. It was a stagnant, uncomfortable stretch for one of the most talented rosters in women's basketball history. Stars were on the floor, but the rhythm just wasn't there. Italy, a team the United States is usually expected to control comfortably, was hanging right with them. The ball movement lacked urgency. The defense knew exactly where the offense was going. The pace was missing. Then Caitlin Clark checked into the game. And almost immediately, everything shifted. The first thing she did was push the tempo. Instead of waiting for structured sets to develop, Clark attacked in transition. She read the defense before it could even organize itself. Within moments, she knocked down a deep three. Not just beyond the arc, but from logo range. It was the kind of shot that forces an entire defensive game plan to change. Italy had to extend their coverage, and once they did, the floor opened up. Passing lanes appeared. Cutters found space. Shooters began receiving the ball in rhythm. Teammates who had looked hesitant just minutes earlier suddenly started playing freely. Clark was not only scoring, she was orchestrating. Throughout the game, Team USA experienced a few cold stretches where the offense slowed down again. But every single time, Clark broke the momentum drought. Sometimes it was a transition assist. Sometimes it was a step-back jumper. Other times, it was simply her decision-making speed that kept the defense guessing. By the final buzzer, Team USA had turned a tense early contest into a statement victory. The scoreboard read 93-59, a dominant 34-point blowout. Clark finished with 12 points and 5 assists in just 22 minutes off the bench. Solid numbers on paper. But the real story was her impact. When Clark was on the floor, Team USA outscored Italy by 27 points. When she sat, that dominance noticeably dropped. That plus-minus statistic is not just about individual scoring. It reflects the overall performance of the team, every stop, every possession, every basket. And the difference was clear. Zoom out beyond just one game, and the picture becomes even more impressive. Across the tournament, Clark has emerged as Team USA's assist leader. She is tied near the top in scoring. She leads the roster in free throws. And most importantly, she holds the highest plus-minus on the entire team. In fact, she leads all players from every country in plus-minus throughout the tournament. That means Team USA is winning by a bigger margin when she is playing than when any other player is on the court. Clark has also made history by breaking the all-time assist record for a FIBA qualifying tournament. And she still has games left to build on that record. For a player coming off the bench, that level of production is almost unheard of. There were also noticeable adjustments on the coaching side during the Italy game. The offensive approach looked faster, more guard-oriented, and centered around Clark's playmaking abilities. The result was better spacing, sharper decisions, and a far more confident team performance. Another important development was the growing chemistry between Clark and Paige Buchers. The two guards are beginning to read defenses at the same speed, creating opportunities before opponents can react. When they share the floor, the offense becomes dynamic and unpredictable. A three-guard lineup featuring Clark, Buchers, and Kelsey Plum gave Italy serious problems. With multiple playmakers capable of scoring or facilitating, the defense struggled to identify the primary threat. Looking ahead, Clark's performance in this tournament could have long-term implications. The experience of leading a fast-paced, read-and-react system against international defenses will likely translate into even stronger performances in her professional season. Faster reads, improved confidence, and elite playmaking instincts are all skills that continue to develop through high-level competition. At this point, the conversation is no longer about whether Caitlin Clark belongs on this stage. The numbers, the eye test, and the results all point in the same direction. The real question now is how far she can take this momentum in the remaining games. Because if this performance against Italy is any indication, Team USA may have found a blueprint, and Caitlin Clark might be the player at the center of it all.